Hi, welcome everybody. Welcome to Adventures with Captain Ray Kelly Live. And I have another great show scheduled with two awesome guests. I recently met these two gentlemen at a small meetup that we had up in Fort Pierce, and it was hosted by the South Florida Drone Flyers. And I tell you, anytime I get a chance to fly with other people, I always enjoy that. And not to my surprise, but it was a great location. It really was. I had never flown in Fort Pierce, Florida, and it was right on the inlet, and there was a boat ramp there, and a little private island out there. It was just an awesome place to fly. Um, so I really gotta give a lot of credit to Al for picking that location. But I had not uh, known Al before that day. I was a member of his group, and it's just a pleasure to meet new drone pilots. New guys that you don't uh, have a chance to fly with normally. We sort of got our own little group down here in Palm Beach and Broward County, and then we got the big Florida drone meetup coming on April 2nd, and I got the list right here just to let you everybody know. Um, and we're up to 79 people that say they are coming. Actually, a couple of them did say they're coming, and a couple of people have changed their plans. But either way, it's going to be an awesome time, no doubt about it. And I just got to say hello to a few people in the chat, and it's uh, it's always good to see you all because it means a lot to me that you're tuning in. Um, and we got a great group of guys, like I say. Um, and I'll try to go back, but Johnny Drone Flyer, I appreciate you coming in, and me and Johnny do our show on Wednesday night, and it really has taken off the past year, and I can't say enough about Johnny. He's a great co-host, and you know, Maddie's Drone World. And I'm going to name these guys because they're helping we with this South Florida drone meetup, um, and they do a lot behind the scenes. They really do. So I want to say thank you to them. But I got Brad Alston. He's also helping behind the scenes. I don't know if you guys know, but he made up the lanyards last year and the ID cards. And this year, Pilot Institute is sponsoring the South Florida Drone Meetup. So they gave us 125 of these lanyards. So the first 125 people are going to get one. And then Brad will make up some ID cards. Brad also makes up some coasters, and he gives them to the attendees. So it's going to be a great time. And I want to say thank you to Brad. Um, Bill Ronayne, he's another one that's helping us. He's organizing the fishing trip. We got a fishing trip scheduled for that Monday. Hopefully, calm seas. And who is ever interested in going fishing with us, we're going to be doing a morning trip on that Monday. But Maddie's trying to coordinate the FPV guys because Maddie's one of the best drone FPV drone pilots that I know. Really, he picked it up quick, and he's really good at it. But let me say hello to a few more people in the chat. Jack Rabbit, how you doing? TJ, good to see you. Mark Fisher, always good to see you. Thank you for coming in. Alan, all the way in Ireland, how you doing? Michael, Fly Zone, good to see you. But anyway, the guys are in the back room. They're eating that steak and lobster that I put in there. And I'm going to bring in our first guest, and that's going to be Al. And Al, he is the administrator of the South Florida Drone Flyers Group. And welcome, Al.
Thank you, Ray. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. And Al comes to us all the way from South Florida here. And he's got an interesting story. He really does. Little did I know, he's from New York.
Could you tell?
But anyway, Al, a lot of the people in the chat really don't know you. So we're going to have to, tell them a little bit about yourself and how you became involved with drones.
All
And
right.
what was your
First thing I'd like to say is Happy Valentine's Day to my wonderful wife.
That's a good one.
Anyway, I started off about 4 years ago. My wife bought me a drone for Christmas. And the day after Christmas, I brought it outside and I sent it up in the air. And lo and behold, it never came home. So I called the company up and they sent me a new drone. And the same thing happened to that one also. So I kind of gave up there for a little while. And I got into a company called Holy Stone Drones. And I got my first Holy Stone, which was the 100 model. And it's not a gimbal camera. It's a great flyer, but takes terrible pictures. But it was a fun drone. And then I went to the Holy Stone 700. And then from there, I went to the DJI drones. I bought a Mavic Pro. And that was my favorite drone for a while. And I've moved on. I've gotten the Phantom 3. I've gotten the Air 2S, the Mini 2. I just love to fly. I fly any chance I get. I'm retired, so I have plenty of time. And really, that's about it. I mean, I just love the hobby. It's a great hobby, great meeting new guys. I started the drone club about 2 years ago, and unfortunately we had some stuff going on and couldn't really put my heart and soul into it, but now I'm ready to give it my all.
Well, I know you got a great group, there's no doubt about it, and you got some great locations to fly down by you invited me to go fly with you this past week, and I had never flown in Deerfield Beach, even at the pier there.
So my secret spot now is yours.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But it was really, really great to fly there. And, I want to thank you for sharing it with me.
You're welcome.
I make a joke that, all my spots are secret spots.
Oh, yeah.
And then I post the videos and I tell everybody where they are.
Yeah. And we had that one meetup up in Fort Pierce, like you were talking about, and met a bunch of nice guys up there. Bill, Lou Soprano, he was supposed to be at the last one and couldn't make it. And Lee, which I've flown with up in Fort Pierce before, about 2 years ago, and that's how I found that spot. So thank you, Lee.
Yeah. I know. I got to know him a little bit. I didn't really get to talk to him too long, but he seems like he's such a nice guy,
He really is.
And it was nice that we were able to change locations up there. We were down by the boat ramp initially, and then we went up to the inlet itself, Jetty Park, and we flew down there. But there were a lot of people walking around, so we had to be pretty careful not to fly over those people.
But it's a very drone-friendly place up there, I've noticed. It's you don't get any complaints from people like you do in some places. A lot of inquisitive people wanting to know a lot about the drones and about our groups.
Well, I mean, so many people came up and started asking me questions when I was flying, and I tried to, keep an eye on the drone, fly carefully, but I was trying to answer questions too. And I just got a big kick out of these two older women. We'll put them as older women. The one was walking in a walker, and she had a partner, and they started talking to me.
Yeah.
And I even asked them to wave to the drone, and they waved to the drone. So it was fun,
It was a great day. It really was. It was a nice day. It was the weather cooperated. We were supposed to get rain, and it held off until pretty much the end of our meetup. And then I wound up having lunch with Bill and Harry, and then we called it a day after that. But it was a great day.
I got to say hello to Steve Carpenter. He's coming to us. He's in the chat. He comes to us all the way from California. How you doing, Steve? And John, flying Flint Media. Good to see you. I had the chance to fly with Steve out in California when I went to visit my son for the holidays, and he took me to one of his secret spots,
Uh-huh.
Dania Beach Harbor, and we had a great time flying there. And the video's on my channel if anybody wants to look at it. Um, but Al, do you want to tell people what you did for work, or not really? You don't want to go there.
Yeah, I can get into it. I retired after 32 years with American Airlines. We still own a preschool, Michelle's International Learning House in Margate. And right now, I do nothing at all but fly. And it was the happiest day of my life when I retired. I was able to spend more time doing things that I love: my boat, the drones, my wife, the grandkids. So it was a momentous time for me.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's good. It's good. And I think I had told you that, my I guess you could say my retirement job after I retired was with the airlines. I went back to work for Spirit Airlines for 12 years. It was only going to be a short period of time, but it ended up being 12 years. And I had a good time doing that. But now that I am completely retired, I can fly drones and go on my boat anytime I want.
Exactly. Yeah.
you know. But anyway, I know Lee is in the back room, so we'll get back to your story a little bit, and we'll have a joint conversation with the two of us. But let's bring in Lee, um, and we'll hear from Lee. And Lee's come to us all the way from Port St. Lucie. How you doing, Lee?
Good, sir. How are y'all?
How you
Good.
doing?
Good.
Good.
Welcome to Adventures with Captain Ray Kelly Live. Thank you for being on the show. It was a pleasure meeting you at the meetup that we had last weekend.
I loved meeting you guys. I had to state that I joined Al's group when he just started out with South Florida Drones. I joined that group and I met him, and we had that fly-in a number of months ago, and it was Al, a couple of his friends. We went up to the Fort Pierce Jetty, and then this time he set up another meet. I joined up, and then I met all you other people, which is even better. So I'm super happy.
Yeah. It's funny, you get to meet somebody for the first time and you don't know whether they're a good flyer or an experienced flyer or a novice, but when you whipped out your takeoff landing pad, I says, this guy knows what you made that yourself, right?
I do a lot of thought process into what I want to land off of, fly. Like we were all talking earlier before, I started out with the old Radio Shack helicopters, the little RC helicopters, and they had them out for a number of years. I bought a couple of them. I learned to fly in the garage, not very well. But then my son bought me a Sky Viper for Christmas, and I flew that. It was a 720p Wi-Fi. I don't think it had GPS on it, but I flew that until I literally broke the gears out of the prop area. And I scrambled. I went around trying to find another one. I bought another one just to replace the fly parts and so on and so forth. Then Al.
There it is. Look at that.
There you go.
I found your Sky Viper.
That's too crazy.
That is funny.
So, like Al was saying, I mean, I didn't know where I was going to go. I found the Holy Stone group. I joined them. I got to know some of the representatives, the people that were talking to sales agents. I found out that there was, you give good reports to the Holy Stone. I bought, Lord, I think I bought 15 to 17 Holy Stones, from anywhere from the indoor drones to the HS 100, the 720. And I flew those for a number of years because I did not know where I was going to go with my drone hobby. So,
Yeah.
Once I realized where I wanted to go, that was the DJI and that type of a product, a little bit more superior of a product. I had all these drones.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know where to go with them. And being on Holy Stone, you meet a lot of people. They're all novices, all beginners. There was one lady that was on there. She was looking for donations. I had these drones sitting in my garage in my man cave for 6 months because I was flying something else.
Mm-hmm.
And she told me what her story was, that, she was doing disabled people, disabled veterans, people like that. And she was looking for donations. Well, I got to know her, found out she had some type of an organization. She showed me pictures of the people she was dealing with, and I packed all of my stuff up, all the batteries, all the remotes, sent them to her.
That's
just
amazing.
Because it was like none of the local groups, YMCAs or men's group or local groups, I guess because of liability, flying the drones with younger kids, they did not want the reliability, because I was going to donate them locally, but nobody wanted them. And this lady took them, and I was like, here you go. Now I've got what I want. And my thing is, I fly a DJI Pro, Maverick Pro. I'm into photography. I'm into videos. That is my main stain. I have a couple little tellos that I fly indoors when I can't fly outdoors, but I'm a novice. I'm not a photographer. I'm learning like everybody else is. Like, Ray, you got your Mavic 3, which is a killer drone, and but we're all in the learning process. So that's my story.
Yeah, but that's a good story that you donated all those drones to the woman, and it's amazing. That's a great story. It really is.
It cost me. She didn't have the money for shipping. I went down to UPS. I had a 4x4 box stuffed with the drones and all the bubble wrap and everything else, and it was like, here, have at it. Send me pictures, which she did. So I felt that she wasn't using me or coming across badly, but she was using it for a good purpose, and that made my heart feel good.
Right. No, that's great. I want to ask you both, because another question that I ask our guests, is if you had one dream location where you would like to fly anywhere in the world, where would that be? So I'll give you a second or two to think about it, but Al, we'll go with you first.
Well, I think I would really like to fly in Alaska, because I did an Alaskan cruise, and we couldn't take the drone with us. They wouldn't even allow it on the cruise ship.
Hmm.
And the wife and I talked about just flying up to Anchorage, and then
let me just interrupt before I forget. So you tried to bring the drone onto the ship?
Yeah, well, I looked into bringing the drone, and I was told that you can't bring the drone on the ship. I didn't want to take a chance of packing it in the check-in baggage, because I don't know if it would get lost, if it would get taken away or whatever, and I didn't want to take the chance. So the wife and I talked about taking a trip up to Anchorage, flying into Anchorage, being that I work for the airlines, because the tickets don't cost me anything. And it never transpired. And who knows, maybe in the next year or two, while I could still walk in the old age.
Oh, that's good.
I think I'd like to do that.
I've heard of Alaska. But what about you, Lee? Where would you like to fly someday?
I'm a born and raised Wisconsin person. I've skied in the snow. I've done all kinds of play in the snow, the mountains of North Carolina. I can't stand the cold, so I'd have to go with someplace warm. Hawaii. I've seen
Yeah.
a couple volcano eruptions where these guys were flying these brand new DJI Maverick FPVs, and I mean they had a volcano splash flying up into the glass. I mean, I think that would be something I'd like to do. But yeah, something like that.
That's cool. That's cool. Well, as you guys know, I love flying in Florida. That's I love flying down here. I can't say enough about it. But what's on my list is Ireland and England, and I plan on getting there in 2023. And I'm going to be flying with Alan Drone Views Media, and hopefully he'll take me to some of his secret spots.
I've been to both places, and it is gorgeous. It's two gorgeous countries. Beautiful.
Yeah, and before I forget, I want to say get well to Matty. Hopefully he's feeling better. He's been not feeling well, so hopefully he's almost all better.
Get well,
But,
Matt.
Ken Nida wants to go to Lake Tahoe. That's it. I've never been there. I would like to fly there. But I tell you, all these dream locations. I mean, there's so many of them, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. Ireland. I was in Ireland a couple of years ago, probably about 4 years ago, and it's absolutely gorgeous there. The especially around the water and the cliffs. It's really a beautiful place. So that would be definitely a great place to fly.
Yeah, let me say hello to a few more people that came in. One Vision Ariel, how you doing? And Ken Nida, thank you for coming in. Crypto Man, how you doing? And Charles Hatmaker, good to see you. And of course, Jaybird, always good to see you, Joe. So we got a good crowd in the house, as they say. Thank you all for watching.
And by the way, the steak and the lobster was excellent in the back room.
Yeah.
So was mine.
I know. I forget who started that, talking about food in the back room.
Well,
I don't know.
They brought it in with, I think it was DoorDash just brought it in. I didn't know it was from you. I do appreciate it. I mean, they just dropped it off at the door.
I know. But I tell you, it's one of those things. We got a busy night on the live streams tonight, because right after my show at 7:00, we got Robbie and the World Drone Community. He comes on, and then we got the Grumpy Vlogger comes on at 8. And then we got Drone Nation with Ron and Marcus at 9, and that's one of my favorite shows. It really is. I love Ron and Marcus, and they know it, and I'm proud to say it. But if you ever want to know what's on, you can always get a copy of the live stream guide, Johnny's famous live stream guide, and he'll be more than happy to email it to you, and I'll do the same thing. But it's a great way to keep track of all the live streams, and that's what this community is all about, is trying to support each other. I know that if I have a question about drones or editing or cameras, I could just call somebody and they'd be more than happy to help me. Have you found that to be true, Al?
Yes, most of the guys are very helpful on a lot of the groups. Some of the groups, I've been on the Air2S group, and some of these guys on there are a little cranky. Like you ask a normal question. For you, it's a normal question. To these guys, sometimes it's just a big deal, and they make fun of you, this, that, and the other thing. I've noticed that they did that to a few people, and I kind of shied away from that Air2S group. So I try to stay on the groups that everybody helps each other.
Exactly.
Same here. I've got a number of groups, but I let the complainers and the other guys like that. I don't let it bother me. I just scroll past, and I'm looking for information. I'm wanting to figure out something, but there's a bunch of those people that are out there like that.
The other thing is the drone police. You get some of them that they think they're drone police. And if you're doing something wrong, that's fine. Do something wrong, but don't post it on the page. Send the guy a message that he's doing something wrong, instead of blabbering it all over a page and embarrassing the guy, and possibly getting the guy in trouble also.
Well, that's true. You got a good point there. No doubt about it. But that's how people are, or some people, But for the most part, this whole drone community has been a great community as far as I'm concerned. I've learned so much watching the videos of different, channels, and I can't say enough about Kelly Shores and Ready Set Drone and Billy Kyle, but and now Mark Fisher. Mark Fisher. A lot of you people don't know this, and I don't know if he's still in the chat, but if he is, that's great, because I wanted to say thank you to him, because him and his group, the Rhode Island Drone Meetup Group, they are sponsoring the South Florida Drone Meetup. Gary Sullivan initially went out and bought a Mini SC as a raffle prize, and he got the group to back him, and then they decided to buy a Mini 2 also as a raffle prize. So I got to say thank you to Mark Fisher, and he showed up last year at the South Florida Drone Meetup, and I did not know him, and Michael Blade showed up from the Rhode Island Drone Meetup Group, and I got to know him a little bit at the meetup itself, and they're two good guys. That's all I can say. And they say, Ray, you should join the Rhode Island. I said, I'm from New York and Florida. No, join. And they accepted me, and I'm glad that they did, because that's a great group, the Rhode Island Drone Meetup Group.
And one of my guys in my group, he's from Japan, and his name is Mark Donaldson. And this guy could really fly. He's retired, but he hasn't been flying lately because he's having problems with his hands. But he does some awesome videos down in Japan. It really is nice. You'll see him on my page on the South Florida Drone Flyers. He can post some good videos.
What's his name again now?
Mark Donaldson.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah,
I think it's Mark Donaldson Dessous.
Right. Yeah.
He was in Holy Stone.
Yes.
He probably purchased one of the first Sparks, I believe.
Yeah.
But his videos are unbelievable. That guy, I think he's some type of a cell phone rep, but his videos are gorgeous. I mean, he does a good job at that.
He just retired, so he got into more photography now with the camera because of his hands. But he really can fly. He's done some of these videos where he's flown around these wind turbines. I mean, within inches of the turbine. I mean, it was just incredible. He really does a great job.
Yeah. No. Some of these pilots, they're really amazing. They really know how to fly. And I'll be the first to admit, I'm not an expert flyer by any means, but I have fun flying. I try to go out and film sunrises and sunsets, and I get together with different guys and fly. Tomorrow I'll be getting together with Bill Ronayne. Bill, you guys met Ronayne, and maybe we'll be flying from my boat tomorrow. Maddie came on my boat 2 weeks ago, and he says, Ray, I'm going to track your boat. I'm going to fly from the boat, and then I'm going to track your boat. And Maddie did that. And it was amazing, because that was the first time my boat was tracked by a drone. And
that's
he
pretty
got
cool.
it back. And the best thing is he got it back safely. And I'm not that I misplaced his video, but he sent me the video, but I still have it on my phone. Otherwise, I'd try to share it.
Well, hopefully we'll be flying together on Friday up by you in your secret spot.
Yeah. And Al, I'm glad you're coming up. Hopefully the weather will cooperate, and we're going to have a great sunrise that day.
I'm looking forward to it.
You guys have got to let me know if you're flying out of West Palm Beach. That's not that far away from me. I'll be more than happy to run down there from wherever you're flying at. I mean, Al's pretty far south, but yeah, I on the
Well,
weekends I'm
here's
free.
your invitation right now. You're probably working on Friday, but we'll be there at 7 a.m.
On Friday. Darn.
Yeah, Friday.
I'm a working fool. I'm semi-retired, but I still got to be making that money.
Yeah.
Also, Ray, you gotta come down to where I live and fly that lighthouse in my development.
Okay, I will.
Yeah.
I know you showed me that lighthouse, and I was amazed.
That's a nice spot there.
That looks like a very cool place to fly. But you know what's good about this park, Al, just to let you know, is there's manatees that live right in the creek right there. There's a little creek, or a
Right.
canal, I should say, canal. But the manatees come out, they run right along the beach. And when we had a little meetup with Maddie and Bill Ronayne and TJ and Max Air and Tammy and David Lorenzo, me and David got there first. And this is what's great about it. You get there first, there's nobody else around. You get your bird up, you get your flight in. But what was great, I saw a mama manatee and her calf, and I was able to follow it and track it. And
Oh, that's cool.
it was really, really cool. I liked it so much, I had
You
it
took
made
a picture.
up and I put it on an acrylic.
Very nice. Very nice.
Yeah. So, but again, I don't come off as an expert photographer by any means, but I like doing things like that.
Yeah.
So anyway, listen, I'm gonna give a little tip of the week before we continue with our conversation. And the tip of the week that I just want to talk about, and I'm not coming across as an expert, but a lot of people forget to do this, is always remember to check your props. A lot of people don't do that. They don't check them for hairline cracks, and you're supposed to. That's recommended, and I know a couple of times, well, one time I found a little hairline crack in one of my props. Sometimes you're missing pieces. You don't realize it. The tightness, make sure they're on tight. But anyway, that's the tip of the week. So
Very good
props,
tip.
Props are major. I am a fanatic on props. If there is a ding, a scrape, whatever, and I fly the factory props, DJI factory. I also do master screw, and I found out that master screw, whether you hit something or not, you're going to find dings. I don't know how they get into them, but I am particular about that. If I got one that's bad, I'll replace that. And I'm OCD on props. I have got, I don't know, 10, 15, 20 sets of props, because if something's damaged, I replace it immediately. So that's a great tip, Ray. Great tip.
Lee, but I agree what you say about the master screw. I had a set of master screws on my Mavic Pro, and I sent the bird up, and it was making a weird noise, like a different noise that it normally made. I brought it down, and there was a hairline crack. Never hit anything and nothing with it. And this was at the beginning of the pandemic.
Yes.
So I was trying to call Master Screw, and they were closed down. They were completely shut down during the pandemic. It took me like about 3 or 4 months to get through with numerous emails and all. And they couldn't believe that I had a cracked prop. I says, well, it must happen to other people. I mean, and I didn't hit anything. You see the way I fly. I don't run into things,
Mm-hmm.
And they did send me a new set of props for free.
Yes. They're great at sending. You make a complaint, they will be more than happy to send you a brand new set. Just not one or a pair.
No, the whole set.
The whole set. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes.
I got to stop the stream for a minute, because we got Sean, Mr. Crowley, and his drone in the house, all the way from Massachusetts. So I wanted to say hello to him. And Bob Casey, Ariel, how you doing? Always good to see Bob Casey. We got some new L.A. Cacciato, good to see you too. Welcome. And Drone Nation is in, so we can't talk about Ron no more, because Drone Nation's in the chat. Unless you say good things. And I'll be doing a lot of flying with Ron because Ron is coming down to the South Florida drone meetup, but he's coming for the whole month of March before that. So we're going to get together and do a lot of flying, you know?
Cool.
Yeah. And TJ Grady, all the way from North Carolina. Good to see you. Yeah. So we got a great crowd. Ken, I forgot to say hello to Ken Huckbauer. He's freezing his butt off in Colorado.
No.
Working. He's always working, you know? So, but now you guys have a lot of drones, but Al, what is your favorite drone? Do you have a favorite?
My favorite now is the Air 2S, no doubt about it. I fly the Mini quite a bit, but the Air 2S is my go-to drone now. It handles a lot better in the wind. I'm using the smart controller, and I just love it. I mean, everybody, complained about the smart controller as far as, losing connections and this, that, and the other thing. The other day when we flew in Fort,
Yep.
I did lose connection because I didn't have the antenna in the right position. I had the antennas up instead of down where it's supposed to be. Other than that, I love it. And it takes great pictures. The camera's great. The only thing I'm not happy with is you can't zoom on the photos with the smart controller yet.
Okay.
I've talked to DJI, and they says they're going to do a firmware update. When, they don't know, but you have to, if you want to zoom in, you're going to have to do it in post.
Okay. Yep. I didn't realize that you couldn't zoom with this smart controller.
Hello? You guys still there?
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. Good.
Oh, man.
Mike Ross Media is in the house. How you doing, Mike? Good to see you. Scott and Nadu. How you doing? But what's your favorite drone, Lee?
Right now it's the Mavic 2 Pro.
Yeah.
After doing a lot of research, like I said that I did, I went with that drone. A little on the pricey side. I got that like 3-4 years ago. I like a bigger, when I fly the drone, I like something that I can see even though it's far away. I like the smaller DJIs, but I like a bigger profile in the sky. My next venture, I've been doing some research on it, is the Autel Evo 2 Pro. Due to the fact that I want to experience something without a geofence. I mean, I'm a safe flyer. I fly by FAA rules. I do the whole 9 yards. Getting back to, you both are pilots, been in the aviation field. I worked for a number of years in South Miami for FBO, small fixed based offices, small airports. But I want to try the Autel Evo due to that it's got low light capabilities. I think the follow me modes are a little bit better with it. So I'm going to give that one a try. So, but right now it's just Mavic 2 Pro. And my little.
A lot of people love the Mavic 2 Pro. I mean,
Yes.
I've heard that from so many people that have it,
I mean, you were the first person I saw with the Mavic 3. I was dying to get that. I know about buying new products because of the updates, your satellite issues, you're 10 feet up to get satellite reception. It was like, well, that's crazy. But I know that's all up there, update firmware. So that'll erect. But, I'm very impressed with the Mavic 3. But I'm going to try the Autel Evo, see what I can do there.
Okay, you like the Autel Evo? Yeah.
Yes, sir. 2 Pro.
I mean, the people that I know that have it, they really love it too. We have one gentleman, Rob Kamada. He's not in the chat tonight, but he uses that for. He volunteers for the fire department, and he uses it at fire scenes.
Yes.
And I know Mark Fisher used to love that drone, but he really likes his Mavic 3 too now.
I wonder why.
But Autel has some nice drones. There's no doubt about it. you know.
That zoom on your 3 is unbelievable.
Yes,
Unbelievable.
you saw it.
Yes. I mean, the 2 Pro does not have zoom. They say the Altel 3, the Altel 2 Pro does. I'm wanting to try that out. Some of the videos I've seen, it does show me some of the zoom capabilities. But that 3 is just phenomenal. I mean, that just makes flying even that much better.
Well, I mean, you lose some of the clarity, you know, obviously when you
Yeah.
zoom in, you know, 28 times. But it's nice to be able to see what's going on. You know, like we looked at those fishing boats, you know, and
Sure.
you know, it's great, you know. So
Oh,
I've had a number of people when I fly around my house, you know, well, are you spying on people? And it was my first statement is I'm not voyeuristic. I'm not into what you're doing in your backyard. If I fly by, I'm flying by because I'm flying by. Bottom line. So
exactly. I know a lot of people think you're spying on them, but
nah.
you
I'm
know,
having a little difficulties here.
that's all right. You know, you look good. I'm just telling you, you look good. You could just, you know, smile for us. But that's okay, Al.
He's
You sound
he's concentrating.
good too.
He went back out.
And you know, Billy Harwood, you know, he's got his trip all booked, and I'm looking forward to meeting him again. I had met him up at the Rhode Island Drone Meetup group, and he's coming down with him and his family, and we're gonna have a good time down here in Florida. You know,
That'd be
if
great.
anybody has any questions in the chat, you know, feel free to ask. We'll do the best we can to answer them. Um, and I'm trying to work with Al, but I don't know where he went right now. But I'm gonna
He looks like he's
see
trying to come.
if I can bring him back, and maybe he might have to just come back on his own. So, um, but anyway, hey Leonard, how you doing? All the way up in New Jersey. Good to see you, JSK. Um, that was a nice video you had. You know, I enjoyed watching it. Um, it was warm down here, Ron. Just to let you know, it was warm, but it was windy, so I couldn't fly. Um, but it was 75 degrees. You know, so. Now, where do you do most of your flying up in your area, Lee?
Um, Basically, I do the inlet. There is a place out in Hutchinson Island called House of Refuge. I'm dying to fly out over there, but it's so close to the airport. I don't know if I'm going to have DJI issues because it's real close. When I go to AirMap, I can see that I can fly 300 feet. Farther out into the ocean, I can possibly fly at least 400 feet, but I'm looking for pictures. I'm looking for video. So I'm not going to be flying up that high. I want sunrises, sunsets. I want to fly Jupiter Inlet. They got that lighthouse there that I've seen other people fly. And it would be, I know you can't, you got to fly from a parking lot. So you got to get up and over the trees, do all your navigation above, and I don't know what your transmission issues might be flying with the drones, but that looked like it'd be a great place. I mean, the causeway, the waterway down there is phenomenal. So I got a couple places that I want to fly, mainly because of my work process. At night, if I can get out before sunset, I'm flying in my area, and I'm all over my area. You know, I'm out quite a distance with my Mavic 2 Pro. So, you know, I get my flying in.
Well, Robbie's in the house. Travel Tech 360. You know, good to see you, Ronnie. He's coming to us all the way from Thailand, just to let you guys know. You know, and he'll be going on at 7 o'clock with the World Drone Community. And I want to say thank you to Robbie because Robbie stepped up and he's sponsoring the South Florida Drone Meetup. He immediately said he's going to donate a Mavic 2 as a raffle prize and a GoPro I just happen to have one right here, but he's going to donate one and some action cams. So thank you to Robbie Gray. We really appreciate it. How you doing, Stephen Drones? Good to see you. Yeah.
Sorry, I lost you guys.
Oh, that's all right. I'm glad you're back.
Normal. You're back normal.
Yeah, somebody tried calling my phone and we got disconnected. I don't know why, but
no, you sound good now, Al. Yeah.
Okay.
But I know you fly in many different locations, Al, down there by you.
Yeah, I try to find a different place every day. I sometimes fly out in the Everglades. I've done quite a few videos out there. I've seen deer out there, gators. I flew a church down in, it's actually a Mormon temple, which I did a night shot with the little Mini 2. And that was an awesome location there. And I fly over, and there's places in Parkland. There's a lot of spots down here, and I'm looking forward to going down to Hollandale Beach to do the Pegasus and Dragon statue, which is like the second largest statue in the United States. So I'm looking forward to doing that one next week.
Yeah, I saw the pictures of it when we flew it to Harry. You know, it looks pretty impressive.
Yeah, he's flown that. It's really nice.
Now, do you know how high it is or tall, however you want to word it?
I think it's 120 feet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a huge statue. I mean, the thing is immense. I mean, it's really a pretty wild sight.
Yep. Mm-hmm. No, that'd be a great location to fly. Have either of you flown down in the Florida Keys at all?
Yes, I've flown down in Isla Mirada, down by Ann's Beach.
Okay.
And mostly around Isla Mirada, because my son got married down in Key West, and you can't take off anywhere down there. It's just nowhere to fly down there. But because you have the naval station and the airport, and there's really no place to fly.
I tried to fly there, and it was no go.
Yeah, there's no place to fly. I like to fly in Miami. Miami is really nice. You get the Miami skyline in the morning.
Yes.
Just before the sun comes up, and you can get some great shots there. It's really nice.
Yeah. Well, we have a gentleman coming to the South Florida Drone Meetup. He's known as the Key Largo dude, and he puts out a lot of videos down there, obviously in Key Largo and the Keys. And, I really want to fly down there one day. I definitely do.
Yeah, it's nice down there.
Yeah. But we'll be flying on Friday. Al, we'll have a great time. There's no doubt about it.
Looking forward to it.
And again, it's not all about flying either. You tell drone stories when you meet up, and you solve the problems of the world sometimes. Hey, there's Eddie Nunez in the house. Good to see you, Eddie. And we got a great crowd in the house, and I appreciate it again, guys. I know I repeat myself about that, but it does mean a lot to me. So I'm gonna do the little contest that I have now, and that's for a monthly prize of a Captain Ray Kelly hat, just to let everybody know. And if people know how I do it, it's I pick a color. It's a very sophisticated system. So whoever gets the right color first, you can start picking now, will be entered in the contest for the month. So, and you guys are eligible too. So you don't know what the color is. And if nobody puts in colors, that means they don't want to win a hat. And it's one of those things. And believe me, I don't tell anybody what the secret color is. And everybody's fixed when I say who got it, but it's not fixed. And I'm just going to tell Johnny Drone Flyer, he got the color. It's red. So I'll put his name, and he'll go in for the hat. But thank you. So Um, do you guys have your Part 107 certificate? And
I studied for mine. I bought the book. Being around small airports, I know a lot of the lingo. It was just a cost on regards to the license and then the insurance, and then having to beat the streets to join Chamber of Commerce, get out in the real estate world, roof inspections. My brother's a plumber, plumbing engineer over in Tampa, and their company is using drones for building inspections, and it just I don't know. It's a little bit too cost involved for me.
right.
That was my thought on it.
And what about you, Al? No, you don't have yours?
I've got the course. I've studied it. I've picked it up. I've put it down. I've watched the videos. And a couple of days later, I forget a lot of the stuff. I go back. I take the quizzes. I pass them. And then I try to take the a little further down the line. And I forget everything. When you're talking about 107, when I worked for the airline, they were doing aircraft inspections with the Enterprise. They had Part 107 pilots that were doing the maintenance inspections with the Enterprise, and it was pretty cool because they had a program that was in the drone that they programmed in there, and they used to just send it up, and they used to fly around the aircraft, and it used to check for cracks, stress areas. It was pretty amazing.
Oh, okay, that's cool. I didn't realize that neither. No, I did not know that.
The Enterprise, you can interchange cameras with the Enterprise. You could do infrared. You could do heat seeking.
Yes.
I think there's a number of applications you can do with the DJI Enterprise.
Yeah, a lot of stuff you can do with that.
Yeah. Well, again, I'm taking the course. I should say I have the course. I haven't studied it in 6 weeks now.
That's what happens.
But hopefully, I sort of made a commitment that I would have my Part 107 by the South Florida Drone Meetup date, April 2nd. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Hey, Bob,
Best of luck.
Good to see you. You can only stay for a few minutes, but I appreciate it, Bob. Thanks for coming in. But I'm learning a lot. When you do study and you do that course, you do learn a lot.
Yes, you do.
A lot of things, I had no idea about. And some of it's a little confusing, to be honest with you. So, but I gotta give a plug for Pilot Institute. That's who I'm taking the course with. Thank you to Greg. And he just explains things so good. I can't say enough about it, and I'll get it done. There's no doubt about it. I'm going to get it done. So Steve's got to get back to work. So don't work too hard, Steve.
Ray, stay off your boat. Stop flying and get to the books, and you'll pass it. I know you will. You seem like an intelligent individual. Quit procrastinating.
Well, let me tell you, Lee, it took me 20 years of procrastination to get my captain's license. So,
that's too funny.
Hey, Scott Williams, how you doing? He's in the UK. Good to see you. Thank you for coming in. Yeah, and Lake Pilot, I don't know if I said hello to you. Jack, good to see you. And yeah, look at this, Ken. He's been telling me to do it for over a year now. Ken has his Part 107, and so many guys do. Not that I want to go back to work and start working, but I guess it's just nice to have the Part 107 because that's one of the first questions you get asked, right? When you start talking to somebody.
Supposedly, you can sell your pictures online. You can do all kinds of other things besides making money. I mean, I've got my log right now in my SD cards. I've got 2 SD cards completely full of sunrises and sunsets. I mean, but I'd like to sell them. I don't know if they're worth selling, but yeah, in regards to that 107, you got the capability. You can go to Hallmark. You could do all kinds of other things besides just real estate pictures and, roof repair, roof inspections. I mean, there's benefits to the 107 by all means.
Yeah.
I'm afraid if I do get it, I'll start working again, and I don't want to work.
Yeah, that's how I look at it, But I tell you, I talk to Mark Fisher a lot. He's in the chat, and he tells me, and he's a professional. I got to say, he knows how to fly. He knows how to take photographs with the drone and, still photography too. And he does both. And he makes these obviously professional commercials for different businesses. I'm amazed. And yesterday he was doing an editing class on his group live, and I tuned in and I was watching. I went to class yesterday with Mark Fisher. And just to let everybody know, back to the South Florida Drone Meetup, Mark Fisher will be giving a editing presentation at the South Florida Drone Meetup, and whoever has any interest can, sit down with Mark when he's doing it, and I'm sure he'll teach you a few things. That's for
Sounds
sure.
good.
Yeah. Lee, what do you use for your editing? How do you edit your video?
I had Lightroom for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
I did a little bit of editing with Lightroom. I paid for their application. I basically got out of it. That's one of the reasons why you haven't seen any editing lately, because I just have gotten out of it. I'm actually ashamed to state that, because I've got so many pictures in my SD cards that I should do some editing. I'm always looking at free editing. So, I kind of let that go to the back burner, which it bothers me, because I've never taken a photography class. With the Maverick 2 Pro, you can change your apertures and so on and so forth. But I need to really get back into that, because I got some pictures I could really show you guys and all the other groups that I'm in. But I've been really slack on that part.
What about you, Al? Which program what do you
I'm
use?
using InShot right on my phone and on my iPad. I'm waiting to get a new computer, a laptop, because my computer now, the one I'm using, it's slow as hell. You can't download nothing. So then I'll get into a better, editing software.
Yeah, right.
Are you doing Windows, or are you doing iOS?
I have Windows on my computer now, and it's just, this computer is just old, and it's got to be thrown in the garbage. You know what I mean? I'm looking. Yep. I have a laptop that I probably be using. That one is a little bit newer, and then I'll probably use a different editing software.
Yeah. Well, I got to say hello to Rob Kamada. He's in the house now. I've flown with him a few times. And Rob, we were talking about you earlier. I had told everybody how you fly your hotel for the Syosset Fly Department, and thank you for your service doing that. But anyway, listen, guys, I try to keep the live stream to an hour, because we have others following us, Robbie being one of them, with the World Drone Community. So I just want to tell everybody thank you again for tuning in this week. Don't forget, check each other's channel, support each other. Sometimes you think you're subscribed to somebody's channel and you're not, or you get unsubscribed for whatever reason. And I want to say thank you to you both for being on the show. You guys were great guests. And I want you to be able to say your goodbyes and anything you want to promote. So now is your time, and we'll start with Lee.
Just fly safe, fly on. I can't wait to meet you guys for the drone meetup, and I believe it's April. I'm dying to see all the people down there. That's going to be a thrill for me. So I appreciate meeting you, Ray and Al. You got a good group. you're a good coordinator. I'm glad you go forth worth in regards to trying to get people to meet. And you and I had that discussion. It's hard to get people to come out and fly together. And when we did that at the Fort Pierce Inlet, I was amazed at the amount of people that were coming by and just asking questions. How much, how long's the battery? What's the picture look like? Where are you at now? That was my first experience with a lot of people showing that much interest, and it just makes me want to fly more. So.
Yep. Thank you, Lee. And Al?
Al, I'm just thankful to be able to fly every day, meeting you, flying with Lee and the rest of the group. Looking forward for the April 2nd. And also, I have the stickers for the group. Anybody who wants one, just ask me and I will hand them out at the meet.
Bring it closer. Bring it closer to the screen.
Can you see it?
Yeah, okay. I like that one. I want
Well,
one.
I have to say, it's a nice sticker,
I'll give them to you at the April 2nd meetup.
Sounds good. With me. Thank you both for being on, and everybody in the chat. Good night. Get out there, fly for fun, and most importantly, fly safely. We'll see you again next week.
You'll have a good night.
Good night, everybody.